Hey YouTubers, Electric Adventures here, using the high-def camera that I use for doing the play parts of the pick-up and plays. Plus also you can get a nice view of the computer collection going on in the background there, plus the mess. And this is my response to Atarileafs Open Tag collection goals. Now, obviously I wasn't around last year when some of the other guys set their goals, but I'd like to go over what I've collected so far and set myself some goals for the next year. Now originally I started out collecting I got a NES system and I got a Sega Master System. This Master System basically was one of the systems that I had when I was younger, or sold, at the very least sold in one of the shops and enjoyed. A NES I'd never owned or even played up until I got online and saw some of the nice games available for it. And then once I started to get some of these bits and pieces, I decided that I wouldn't mind getting a full collection of the Master System. And then as I've gone, I've found more and more games that I've enjoyed. So I mean, I have picked up a rather lot of stuff in the last 6 months, and also unearthed some treasures from my what I call shed of doom, where I've had a lot of things stored and put away for a very long time. So I've made some progress and things like that, and hope to continue and grow the collection, although with some slightly different aims as we go forward. So just I think it's easier for me to do this with a room walk around. Now, as far as systems are concerned, sorry while I invert the camera. The last system that I got was the Sega Saturn that you see there. Now, one thing I do want to achieve is a bit more of an AV cleanup as well, so it makes easy things switch and maybe even a bigger cabinet, so that no units are sitting on the floor as some of them are at the moment. Possibly do away with these large speakers because they're not being used. But the Master System collection is coming along nicely, and just shy of halfway, and have collected a couple of, there's one variant down there and a couple of the card titles. Obviously this year will present some challenges as I start getting on to some of the harder to get titles. And another system that I would actually like to get a collection for, which I've only just recently started, is the Sega Saturn. So, because it looks like there's some quite good games for the system. The collection numbers aren't too large, so it's something that's potentially achievable. You can also, there's another one where you can get the titles in box complete, so it's not going to be too hard to get those. I mean, I have collected a lot of Mega Drive Genesis titles, but I mean the list is so huge that I don't see myself at this stage being able to get it. I mean, I'd like to get some more Intellivision cartridges when I can, but they don't pop up very often. I mean, I've probably got as many PS2 games as I would like at the moment. Another area where I'd like to get some more things is the ColecoVision. That's the little ColecoVision section there. Got a few titles, but I wouldn't mind picking up some more. As far as missing game systems, so we'll do game systems first. I may look at picking up a Dreamcast to complete the Sega consoles. Although I'm not 100% sure of that because they still go for a bit funny prices. Something along in the Neo Geo lines is probably be a Neo Geo AES before I'd get a Neo Geo CD, because the CDs are so expensive. But other things I would like to progress more on are more actual retro computers, because it's one of my, as far as hardware is concerned. Now this is the last iteration well, one of the last iterations of the Atari 8-bit 9. That's called the Atari XE system. I also have a 400 up there. I would really like an original 800 or any of the XLs. So I'm going to spin you around at the moment. And yes, I still don't have a camera tripod. Now we have the Atari 120 XE there. So there's only really one more of those missing. There's a 65 XE. I'm not 100% sure whether I'll be that pedantic to get that one, but I really wouldn't mind one of the XL computers just to round out the 8-bit collection. I recently got a Commodore 64C. Donations of Springs welcome. Underneath that we've got my Atari STE with its hard drive up there and the associated monitor. As I said, I've got a floppy drive for the Commodore, so that's all good. There's my working MSX machine and the Amiga monitor that I use for switching all of these things. We have the Amstrad that I picked up recently, so you know, next year get proper video cables for that one. And the same video cable should work with the Spectrum 128K, which I can hook up using RF at the moment and get working, whereas the Amstrad does not have an RF option, so I have to get that video lead before I can get it. I need to, sorry, my zoom, lent on the zoom there, sorry people. I need to repair the keyboard on my TRS-80. I wouldn't mind getting a Model 2 with the better keyboard maybe. It's not a strong collection goal. We have the Acorn Electron and we have the Spect Video. Now as far as Acorn concerned, I really wouldn't mind finding an Acorn Archimedes at some stage, because that represents another era of the Acorn machines and is quite a powerful little machine. As far as Amigas, I'm pretty happy. I've got a 1200 and this 500 here and another 500 that's sitting in storage in Melbourne. Potentially I may have access to, I think, an Amiga 4000 that a friend said he might, when he gets able to get into his storage, he might bring round for me. And also I have another friend who has a TRS-80 Model 2. Now these are a great big giant cabinet type thingy. It would probably take up all of this space here, and it would have a small screen with two large 5¼ inch discs in the right hand side. That would be a really nice system to have, because that would probably be the very first microcomputer that I used ever in the Tandy stores when I was learning. Other than that, that's probably all of the micros I like. Although, I mean, there's a possibility, you know, Retro Gamer VX has been doing a bit of VIC-20 stuff. I never had a VIC-20. Oh, there is another obscure Australian one that some of you guys might know about, is the Micro-B. I almost bought a Micro-B when I was deciding what my first computer was going to be, and I ended up buying a so this is after I owned the TI-99 4A. Not 4, I've got a 4A now. I was looking at the VIC-20, the Micro-B, and then eventually I settled on the Spectre Video 318. Actually because of price, because it was the one I could afford, and I really liked the look of the games and graphics. Now I obviously wouldn't mind collecting a little bit more original software for some of these guys, but also one goal for the year is to get a couple of solid state solutions for them. There's some available for the MSX. There's definitely one available for the Amiga 1200, so that's definite. Since I have, and maybe one for the Commodore 64, there's one of those available, and perhaps some for some of the consoles, because I have don't really have a lot of, as an example, Nintendo 64 titles, and they're really expensive to buy. So a solid state solution might fix that. So that's a bit rambly. Main focus will be to see how far we can get with the Master System titles, make reasonable progress on the Saturn titles, and I suppose other than that, for other systems, collect the games that I love, such as for the PC Engine, you know, shoot 'em ups and arcade conversions. So do that for the other systems, like the Mega Drive, Genesis. It'd be nice to get. Sorry, I'll flip you around again. Yeah, for the Mega Drive Genesis, it'd be nice to get a few more shoot 'em ups like Raiden, Raiden Trad, and Rainbow Islands. Another one of my favourite ones, and on my list of collect on all systems. And I suppose as one final thing, I've had the parts, the physical electronic parts, to build a main machine for probably about 6 years. I would like to at the very least get those parts together and working. I won't necessarily promise to build a cabinet, but I'd like to at least start. So, you know, there we go, make reasonable progress on starting a main cabinet. So hopefully this hasn't gone too long and isn't too much of a ramble, but it's a very good idea of Atarileaf to do this video once, this tag once a year. And it's great watching everybody's collection goals change from year to year and see how they've gone. So, alright, this is Electric Adventure signing off, and thank you once again for Atarileaf doing the tag. I'll put the link to the original video down below, and I'll catch you later.